Hello friends, welcome to Finance MCQ. I am CA Pritam Sangwan and today we will discuss about elasticity of demand, which is a part of economics topic of your paper 2, which is a technical syllabus of your SEBI exam. Friends, this technical syllabus is of 100 marks in phase 1 and it has 2/3 weightage in phase 2 of your SEBI grade A exam. And friends, you can find entire technical syllabus of SEBI grade A exam chapter wise, topic wise on Finance MCQ website in MCQ question format. You can visit the website and practice entire technical syllabus there. I have put the website link in the description box below. So let's begin. Friends, let's start our discussion by first understanding meaning and concept of elasticity of demand. So friends, as per law of demand, which provides direction of change in quantity demanded due to change in price, but it does not specify how much change in the quantity demanded due to change in price. That is, law of demand will state if there is a decrease in price, quantity demand will increase, or if there is an increase in price, your quantity demanded will decrease, but it does not specify how much will be the change. So for this purpose, the concept of elasticity of demand is introduced, which measures the magnitude of change in the quantity demanded. And friends, elasticity of demand refers to the percentage change in the demand for a commodity with respect to percentage change in any of the factor affecting demand for that particular commodity. So I hope the meaning and the concept is clear. Now let's move on to the next point. Now friends, let's talk about determinants of demand. So basically there are three determinants. First one is price elasticity of demand, then there is cross elasticity of demand, and then we have income elasticity of demand. So friends, we will put our focus on price elasticity of demand, which is the important and relevant. So let's start our discussion on price elasticity. So friends, price elasticity of demand refers to degree of responsiveness of demand for a commodity with reference in the price of such commodity. And there are some important points with regards to price elasticity of demand, and these are, friends, it establishes quantitative relationship between quantity demanded and its prices. And friends, higher the value of elasticity, larger will be the effect of price change on the quantity demanded. So do keep this in mind. If there is a higher elasticity, then it will have large impact on the quantity demanded. And price is the most important determinants of demand. Hence, price elasticity of demand is also said as elasticity of demand or demand elasticity. That's why I said that price elasticity is the important one. Why? Because it is also known as elasticity of demand or demand elasticity. So do keep this in mind. The next point, let's talk about methods for measurement of this price elasticity of demand. So friends, price elasticity of demand can be measured through percentage method or through geometric method. So let's understand these methods. First one, percentage method. So friends, so this method is also known as flux method or proportionate method or mathematical method. So try to remember these names. And friends, this method is suggested by Alfred Marshall. And friend, this method is used to measure the elasticity at a point on the demand curve. So when we make a demand curve, so this method will help to establish to measure the elasticity. And friends, what's the formula for percentage method to calculate elasticity of demand? That is percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price. And the next method was geometric method. So friends, this method is also known as graphic method or point method or arc method. And friends, this method is also suggested by Professor Alfred Marshall. And friend, as per this method, elasticity is measured as a ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded to percentage change in the price. And friends, when there are infinitely small changes in price and demand, then geometric method is used. So remember, if there are multiple and many changes in price and demand, then geometric method is used. And what's the formula to calculate this method? It is calculated as lower segment of demand curve upon upper segment of demand curve. So it's basically to calculate on a demand curve. So just try to remember these two methods. I don't think so you might be asked to calculate the elasticity of demand. Still try to remember the formula for these two methods. So let's move on to the next point. Now friends, let's talk about degree of elasticities of demand. So friends, when price of different commodity changes, the quantity demanded of each commodity reacts in a different manner, and so degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price may differ, and hence elasticity of demand could also differ. So let's discuss various kind of price elasticities of demand. First one, we have perfectly elastic demand. So friends, when there are infinite demand at a particular price and demand becomes zero with a slight rise in the price, then demand for such commodity is said to be a perfectly elastic. So if I give you an example, if a price of a commodity is rupees 30 and at rupees 30 the quantity demanded is 300, 400 or even 600, and if you change the price from 30 to any other point, then your demand will become zero. And when this situation happens when there is a perfectly elastic demand. And friends, remember that perfectly elastic demand is only an imaginary situation and not in reality. So I hope it is clear. The next one is perfectly inelastic demand. So what happens here friends, when there is no change in demand with change in price, then demand for a such commodity is said to be perfectly inelastic. That is, demand will not change with change in increase or decrease in price. And friends, also this situation is also imaginary situation and not possible in reality, because if there is a change in price, the demand will bound to increase or decrease. Then we have highly elastic demand. So friends, when percentage change in quantity demanded is more than the percentage change in price, then demand for such a commodity is said to be highly elastic. Then we have less elastic demand. When percentage change in the quantity demanded is less than percentage change in price, then demand for such commodity is said to be less elastic or inelastic. Like your commodities like your salt, vegetables, etc. generally have less elastic demand. Then you have next type is unitary elastic demand. Friends, when percentage change in the quantity demanded is equal to percentage change in the price, then demand for such commodity is said to be unitary elastic. Like your commodities like your scooter, refrigerator, etc. generally have unitary elastic demand. So I hope this degree of elasticity of demand is clear to all of you. Now let's move on to the next point. Friends, now let's talk about factors affecting price elasticity of demand. So your first one is nature of commodity. Friends, elasticity of demand of commodity is influenced by its nature. Friends, a commodity for a person may be a necessity, a comfort or a luxury. Like for example, salt, vegetables, etc. are a necessity commodity, and their demand is generally inelastic as it required for human survival, and demand does not fluctuate much with change in price. So nature of commodity is one of the factor which affects price elasticity. Then we have availability of substitutes. Friends, demand for a commodity with large number of substitute will be more elastic. The reason is that even a small rise in price will induce the buyer to go for its substitute. Say for example, rise in the price of Pepsi will lead to buyers to buy more Coke and vice versa. Thus, availability of close substitute makes the demand sensitive to change the price. Then the third factor is income level. Friends, elasticity of demand of any commodity is generally less for higher income level groups in comparison to with people with lower income. It happens because rich people not influenced much by the change in the price of goods, but poor people are highly affected by increase or decrease in the price of goods. As a result, demand for lower income group is highly elastic. Then we have price level, that is your level of price. Friends, it also affects your price elasticity of demand. Costly goods like laptop, your big screen TVs, etc. have highly elastic demand, as their demand is very sensitive to change in their price. However, demand for inexpensive goods like your matchbox or your small needles, etc. is inelastic, as change in price of such goods do not change their demand by the considerable amount. Then we have number of users. Friends, if commodity under consideration have several users, then its demand will be elastic. When price of such a commodity increases, then it is generally put to only more urgent uses, and as a result its demand fall. When price falls, then it is used for satisfying even less urgent needs and demand rises. Say for example, electricity is a multiple use commodity. Fall in its price will result in substantial increase in its demand, particular in those uses like AC, your microwave, or your all these electric equipments, when it is not employed formally due to its higher price. And on the other hand, a commodity with no or few alternate uses have less elastic demand. Next factor is time period. Friends, price elasticity of demand is always related to period of time. It can be week, day, month, year, or a period of several years. Friends, elasticity of demand varies directly with the time period, and demand is generally inelastic in the short period. It happens because consumer finds it difficult to change their habits in the short period in order to respond to a change in the price of the given commodity. However, demand is more elastic in long run, as it is comparatively easy to shift to other substitute if the price of given commodity rise. Then we have habits. Friends, commodities which become habitual necessities for the consumer have less elastic demands. It happens because such a commodity becomes a necessity for the consumer and he continues to purchase it even if its price rises. Say for example, alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, etc. These are the addictive products, and even if the price rises, the people will continue to buy it because it becomes their habit. So friends, I hope these various factors affecting price elasticity of demand is clear to all of you. So now let's move further. Friends, today we have discussed about meaning and concept of elasticity of demand. Then we talk about determinants of demand. Then we talk about methods of measurement of price elasticity of demand. We also discussed degree of elasticities of demand, and we also talk about various factors which affects price elasticity of demand. So friends, with this I try to cover all the important points from your elasticity of demand topic which I feel is relevant for your SEBI grade A exam and can be asked in your exams. Friends, for more practice of this topic in MCQ format, I request you to please visit Finance MCQ website. It has entire SEBI graded technical syllabus which is paper 2 of general stream in MCQ format. It has 2000 plus subject wise, topic wise MCQ questions to practice. We have added explanations for correct answers wherever required. It also has 25 test series for your technical syllabus to practice. So friends, there is lot of study materials to practice on Finance MCQ. Do visit the website for more practice and increase your selection chances. Friends, website link is in the description box below. I will come up with new video. Till then, take care and thank you so much for watching.